EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air.
Harrison Butker set to kick off.
Here's the kicker, Harrison Butker, ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. Hurts throwing right away. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that certainly could be a sign of things to come because they're blitzing to start this ball game. And it works for them there as they force the incomplete pass.
Here's 2nd and 10. And they'll send the slot in motion left. Hurts sets up to throw it. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
So 2 incompletions have led them to an early 3rd and 10. Throwing is Hurts. This one complete to Jalen Waddle. And they're going to get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. That's a 3rd down conversion to 24 yards there. Nice play.
And let's face it, that what we just saw there, not a surprise, is it? I mean, this is what he does well. And if you don't tackle him as soon as he catches the ball, this is the end result. Big yardage afterwards.
Got the speed, the agility, so good with run after catch. And we're only in the first quarter, so they better get a wrangle and a hold on that quickly.
Yeah, you're exactly right. And what's really difficult to try and defend him is if you want to press him so that you get him on the ground quickly after the catch, a lot of times he'll just run past you at the initial point of contact, and he'll go deep.
Second and 10.
Hey, easy, 63, back. Crowd up, Yeti. Crowd up, Yeti. Alpha. Hey, Silver. Delta.
Here's Hurts to throw. Buying time to his left. That one taken in by T. Higgins. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 43. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 43. Play action. Here's Hurts. And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
Now a 2nd and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. Hurts with a little pop pass on the jet sweep. And a great job there to read that one defensively. They strung him out, would not allow him to cut upfield. 4 yards the gain, and it'll bring up a 3rd down. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Hurts. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 25-yard line. This is shaping up to be a really nice-looking drive to get the season underway here.
And how long do you think that they actually have been plotting this drive? I'm talking about the coaching staff, right? They've been thinking about this for a while now, and I think they're executing it even better than what they expected.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Rush coming, and he's taken down. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
Well, partner, guaranteed they approach this play with the idea of making up ground to make third down manageable. Unfortunately, with that incompletion, right back where they started on the last snap. Now they need a big third down play in order to pick up the yardage needed.
They'll try to capitalize on play number 11 of this opening drive. Third and goal. They'll set up a throw. Oh, it's intercepted. A drive killer there. And the Falcons are going to get possession here as they force the opening drive turnover. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy is not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one and let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Now it's Nix. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Let's go.
Trying the left side with Gibbs. And no room that time, getting it to about the 46. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down. Then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in the expected passing situation.
And they'll come out with a 4-receiver set. 3rd and 9.
Trap 60, trap 60. Let's stay 19.
To throw, here's Nix. He'll get this into the hands of the wideout from LSU. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, there you go, Charles, the first completed pass of his young career.
And we expect it not to be his last. Very good to get the first one out of the way, though, as he begins his career.
Blitz coming, and down he goes. Jaquan Brisker getting sent on the safety blitz, and he was able to finish it off. But defensively on the previous play, they gave up a pretty good chunk of yardage, but right there, they got a good portion of it right back.
And if we just flip it around from the offensive perspective, took a nice step forward, and how about a couple of leaps backwards after that play? They've got to figure out a big call coming up here to try and gain that yardage back.
Ready, set go.
Here's Nix. He'll find McMillan here.
That's a good bounce back play right there after taking a sack on first down. Didn't quite get it to the marker, but now they're in a much better spot for a 3rd and short yardage call. If you're the offensive coordinator, you like looking at that section a heck of a lot better than trying to figure out 3rd and long.
They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
Let's go now.
Gibbs will try and pick it up. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. Losing 2 yards that time, and now it's 4th down.
Sometimes you just sit back and marvel at what he can do defensively. Speed, strength, quickness, he's the whole package. And that package just wrapped up the runner for a loss.
So they'll pass on what would have been a 49-yard field goal attempt, and they're going for it on 4th down. Gets it out quickly here to the left flat. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion. And defensively, pure frustration.
First and 10 at the 27-yard line.
60 Bison, 60 Bison. Ready?
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
19 tight, 19 tight. Here we go.
To throw is Nix. And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Jonathan Jones. And the Steelers are going to take possession here. It's a touchback, and they'll take over at the 20-yard line. That's not one that he's going to want to remember, but he had to get it out of the way at some point, his first career interception.
And if he's the guy that they think he is, he's not laughing it off, but he's also not going to let it affect him as the game proceeds. He's going to go back out there, still be the same confident kid, the reason that they drafted him, and go out and play.
And they work this well upfield across the 45. So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. They run once more with Taylor. And he's over midfield and into Falcon territory. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
Running left, Taylor. And good space to operate there as he takes this down inside the 35-yard line. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Jonathan Taylor, 34 yards. And the Steelers post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this 2nd quarter. Point after here coming up. No, he missed the PAT. No good on the extra point, so a letdown there. And this will stay a 6-point ball game. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. And no chance to see a return on the dynamic kickoff. They'll move this out to the 30-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Off the play fake, Nix rolling to his left. It won't be a sack, but it's no gain, and it brings up 2nd down.
Brandon, I think he's just grateful to get back to the line of scrimmage and avoid not just losing yardage, but a big hit on that play as well. That defense closed down him quick and forced a quick surrender out of bounds.
It's caught inside the 25. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. That one good for 37 yards. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. Throwing Nix. That one complete to Hill. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a second and just a few inches left. Gibbs straight ahead. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on 2nd down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Third and 2. On the end around, this is Thomas. And he's got the first down as he gets it to the 8. Just 4 yards on the pickup, but that's good enough to extend the drive.
Well, when we go back to our conversation with the defensive coordinator, that type of a play was not a surprise to him. He expected trickery in this game, yet somehow his defense, they still took the cheese and got caught in the mousetrap.
Hammering for the goal line. He loses the football. And it's picked up by the Steelers. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
The start of this game has me doing flashbacks and remembering when I was playing and seeing a similar start and seeing the head coach actually take a timeout and gather the whole team around him and tell him everybody to get it together. Let's get some focus going here, because maybe he just sensed that maybe the whole team wasn't ready to play.
Yeah, well, they've gone interception, now fumble. A carry by Taylor to start the drive. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And he'll go out of bounds just shy of the 20. And that one will go for 13 yards on the keeper and a first down.
How about that there? No frills, no additives, right? Nothing crazy. Just find a way to pick up the first down. A nice run right there.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Partner, what we're seeing so far is the defense is certainly coordinated. Both levels doing their jobs in tandem. The back helping the front helping the back. The pressure got home on that last play and forced him to try and throw through contact and short of the sticks.
Oh, what a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Now he's free to midfield. How about this? He's to the 10. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Folks, remember this. His first NFL game, a rookie getting playing time here in week 1, and he comes through with a giant play there, an interception return for, obviously, his first NFL touchdown.
Do you think he dreamed that last night at all? No chance. Not one whatsoever, but he got it done.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Fighting through at the 25. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 40, right around the 39. So solid starting field position. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, oh, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. 106 yards rushing for him now as he goes over the century mark here in the season opener. From Falcon territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 34. They'll send a receiver here in motion right. And he's just going to run right into that big old defensive end, and that play going nowhere. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
Absolutely love the effort there. The ability to flow from his inside spot and stop that one at the line of scrimmage. Nice linebacker play.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a first down. Waddle, the motion man right. On third down, he'll drop to throw. And Hurts is intercepted. His third of the game. Picked off by Tony Jefferson. And the Falcons are going to take over here up near the 40. Well, I'm not sure that the wheels, Charles, are coming completely off, but they're shaking a little bit. That's 3 interceptions, and now interceptions here on back-to-back drives.
And I think about what a Hall of Fame coach told me, that he always told his teams, when a mistake happens, just move on to the next play. Let it go. Hard to do when you've thrown this many interceptions. That's exactly the attitude that has to be adopted.
Nix to the air. Going underneath, Gibbs has it. He's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on first down.
Brings up second and a yard at their 48-yard line.
2nd and 1. Got a man. That's Legette. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down.
That's good for us. First down. First and 10.
Operating from the gun. Nix. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. Operating from the gun. Nix. And pressure coming, and they got him once again. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. Need something from deep in the bag of tricks here after first and second down went backwards. It's 3rd and very long. On target over the middle to Hill. The Steelers signal for the second of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. Here's Bryce Baringer on now to punt. This is fielded at the 7. Call it an even 40-yard punt. 7, though, on the return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And with them trailing, there is still enough time to try to string a few plays together, maybe get into field goal range. Sideline throw, it's complete. And a nice job there of keeping the toes inbounds. Call it a gain of 6 on the play, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I do have to admit, I like it when it all comes together. When the top part, catching the football, right, whether you're catching it with your hands or cradling it, comes together with the legs, in this case the feet, doing a little toe tap to stay in bounds and complete the catch.
And a great job by our crew on the camera shot. Love when you see the grass or on the field turf, those rubber pellets flying up. Great catch.
Well, there's no disputing. He's made some poor throws in this first half, but this was a good one. And you can bet this is an offense that isn't going to pull back. They believe in what he can do. So all you can do is look forward, and they pick up a first down.
This will be swung out wide for Taylor. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45. Another nice gain, 16 yards there, and a first down again.
Another catch for him there on this drive, Brandon, and it looks like they're going to utilize him out of the backfield any way they can. And that time they pick up a first down. So now on defense, do you assign a man to him and try and cover him before he gets going?
They'll let this go deep for Waddle. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. And the Falcons are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. And this is potentially a nervy situation this close to their own goal line. And he'll just push his way forward for a few as the clock will run. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. We'll see if week 1 fatigue becomes any kind of a factor as we are back underway in the second half. And no return forthcoming. It'll be a touchback. And the third quarter will start from the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And despite the turnovers, Charles, and they had multiple in that first half, they still have the lead as they begin this third quarter.
And they probably heard some conflicting tones at the half, don't you think? A lot of praise for what they did to get this lead, but also a little bit of scolding because they got to take better care of the football in the second half. But you and I both know the great leaders, they know how to give that little bit of vinegar in there and cover it with a big dose of honey.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now third down coming up.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
They'll go play action with Nix. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6.
That'd be exactly what they were looking for coming out to start the third quarter. Get a sack, get off the field, get the momentum going in their direction.
Get the ball back to your offense, right? Get that momentum because, hey, this lead is very, very slim. They're going. It's Nix. And going deep for Hill. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Steelers, they're going to take over an excellent field position. First and 10, Taylor now. He'll take it inside the 25.
I don't think any of us were surprised that they decided to start this drive on the ground after the last 2 drives ended in interceptions.
Unfortunately, though, not a lot going on that first play.
Yeah, I think the anticipation was felt also by the defense.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Hurts sets up to throw it. Short pass caught by Henry. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Give him a gain of 5 on the completion. And that's going to bring up a 4th down. Koo knocks this one through the post. So the starting field position was terrific following the surprising turnover on downs, but the end result, only 3 points.
Simply stated, I think you have to look at that as a missed opportunity.
Oh, a good-looking return set up here. And a good return, able to get out across the 35 to the 36. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. And taken down just shy of the 40.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
Flushed out right. The ball comes out, and this is going to get out of bounds, so they will gain a bit of yardage on the play, actually, and they'll hold on to the football as well. Second time he's fumbled in this game. Fortunate for him, this one goes out of bounds.
And the key for him now is how much equity have you built up with your coaching staff? How much equity have you built up with your team to continue to get opportunities? Fortunate that one went out of bounds, saved him from a turnover.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. That is caught. Room to maneuver at the 35. Look at the big fella go. Touchdown, Falcons. Taysom Hill, 55 yards. And the Falcons have taken the lead here this 3rd quarter. Extra point by Butker is on target, and the lead is up to 5. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And last time able to get 3. It's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Targets and finds Reynolds once more. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26. Now Hurts changing up the play. They'll drop the throw. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage. An effective 7-yard 3rd down conversion.
And Brandon, from our time in college football, where receivers weren't running the traditional NFL route tree, one thing they did learn, find open areas, find soft spots, and set up and catch the ball. And I think we just saw that there.
Yeah, we saw that indeed, picking up the 1st. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The passing game in rhythm right now for Pittsburgh. There's another 1st down.
A couple of 1st downs right in succession, and this is an offense that could really use a good drive, and they're off to a fast start here.
Throwing is Hurts. Over the middle and complete to Waddle. And he's corralled at the 40, but not before picking up 8. Hurts. Right back to Jalen Waddle for another catch. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down.
63. 63. Don't touch that.
Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. This will be caught. It's Waddle. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Here's Hurts to throw. He'll dump this off to Taylor, complete. And he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. This is 2nd and 8.
Don't touch that. Hey, easy, 63, back. Don't touch.
From the gun, it's Hurts. Steps away to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
At this point in the second half, one mistake on a forced throw could doom your chances of a comeback, so that's the right call there to just throw that one away.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. This is 3rd and 8. Back to throw again. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Well, that was certainly an aggressive call and an aggressive play. Instead of just going for the first down, took the shot in the end zone, went for the touchdown.
And on 3rd down, they said, forget about the sticks. We want 6. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics would tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie. Just week 1, but already plenty of intrigue with the games going on, and this one no different as we come up on a 1st and 10. Here's Nix. He gets this out wide to Gibbs. It'll go as a gain of 4, and it's 2nd down. So a nice throw there. And, CD, I have to think you've been impressed with what you've seen thus far here in his debut.
Now, you know me well. I have been impressed because what I've seen is him starting to understand how to play the game in a short amount of time. The dazzling plays, they'll come with experience. But right now, we're seeing him handle the game, make all the smart plays, and the right reads.
3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on 3rd down? To throw is Nix. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And all the way to the 2-yard line there before crossing over out of bounds. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
On 3rd down, it's very simple. Make sure you get beyond the sticks, make the catch, pick up the 1st down. But in this case, he turned it into bonus time and was off to the races for a monster play.
And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker. Then he will take it across midfield and down to the 45. Well, holding on to the lead at this stage in the second half, those are the types of plays you really want to try and stay away from.
And when you're a rookie, keeping your focus is something that you still have to work on all the time because there's so many distractions around you between the crowd noise and your coaches and your teammates. But the other part, you've got to learn how to finish. It's the 2 F's for a rookie quarterback.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Brown. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Steeler 1st down on the pickup of 11 yards.
And here we are in the 4th quarter, partner, and watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there, not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
They'll look to throw here on first down. And that's going to be caught. T. Higgins. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me, and I'm going to keep firing.
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Jalen Waddle from 6 yards away. And the Steelers have moved out in front here in the fourth quarter. This time, the extra point up and good. And the lead is up to 5.
19. Falcons 14. Youngway Koo sets to kick off.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And no run back forthcoming, so this will come out to the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. We certainly have a good one on our hands. They're trailing after that last touchdown, but now a chance for this offense to try to snag that lead right back here in the fourth quarter. Throwing Nix. Looking long for Thomas. That's caught inside the 20. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. Brian Thomas with his first career touchdown in his first career game. And the Falcons answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. They'll try and throw for it. And he's got it. So the two-point conversion is good, and they add on to their fourth quarter lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Butker on to kick it away. The lane opens here. He's past the 30. And he is out of bounds as they'll start up past the 30. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they will be looking to answer the touchdown their defense just surrendered. Still a good chunk of time remaining here in the fourth quarter and a chance to regain the lead in a tight one. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
Well, this offense hasn't been at their best here. They've made some mistakes. They've been frustrated. They've been largely shut down. But then you look up and say, wait a second, this is a one-score game. So they're still very much in this, and they're on the move here with a first down.
And Hurts able to show off some of that elusiveness as he slides to the ground there, and in the process picks up the first down. Now they'll send Waddle in motion left. Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Jalen Waddle, already his second touchdown here in this opening weekend. And the Steelers have retaken the lead. Extra point by Koo, up and good. And that will make this a 4-point game. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And we will not have a return. They'll bring this to the 30. The Atlanta offense out there for their next drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. That's going to be a costly one. It's intercepted. Still on his feet. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's the guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So 1st and goal, 6 points here would go a long way toward wrapping this one up. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me that option of running play action, maybe throw.
And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. A great effort there. His first NFL reception goes for 6. And the Steelers are closing in on a winning start to the year as they extend their 4th quarter lead. Koo able to connect on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. And not willing to risk a return. This ball's going to come out to the 30-yard line. Here's 1st and 10. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. This is caught by McMillan. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Decent start to the drive there. Of course, they need the touchdown, 2-point conversion, and a field goal.
Yeah, those guys are into it. How about the guys on the sidelines? You see the coaches signaling, all the personnel groups up on the sideline ready to go in and out of the game. They've got to condense their time now in order to try and get back into it.
2 timeouts still remaining, but scoring quickly, a must. It's 1st and 10. Nix to the air. And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by the linebacker, Eric Kendricks. And they take possession 2 yards away from midfield at the 48-yard line. Oh, you just kind of feel for him right now. 4 interceptions, and you can almost see through his face mask. There's a lot going on in between the ears.
There certainly is, and probably way too much, because now he's probably doubting himself a little bit, wondering what adjustments he has to make. But here's what he needs to do. Get through this game. Go to the press conference, meet it head on, and show your teammates you're ready to shoulder what happened today, and you'll be ready for the next game.
And if he can do that as a rookie, that's a great sign of maturity. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. They give him a gain of 37.
They started this drive with terrific field position, and it's going to get even better after that play. Had great options with where they started, so they decided to press their advantage, and it paid off.
Now we're 1st and 10 at the 11. Now it looks like he'll throw here. And it's intercepted at the goal line. And the Falcons are going to take possession here as they've got it at their own 4-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
18 Rattler.
Now it's Nix. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
That's good for the Falcons.
To throw, here's Nix. Rolling to his right. And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Well, it certainly appears to me that the defensive guys are starting to look a little bit tired while he still has some fresh legs. Not the biggest gain we've seen on a scramble, but still some positive yardage on a play that initially looked like a sure win for the defense.
Now second down and a few inches.
79 Bronco.
Working out of the gun is Nix. Finds Gibbs on a check down. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
2 timeouts remaining, but time is of the essence. Down 2 scores. It's 1st and 10. Nix from the shotgun. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Whew, that's certainly not the worst thing. It stops the clock and lets your offense catch its breath and lets us exhale a little bit. Now I expect them to call a couple plays in the huddle so they're ready if a tackle happens inbounds.
And this is caught for a touchdown. So hang on now. Things just got a little bit more interesting here in the final minute. And what a throw that was, Charles. You think about the situation, close game, 4th quarter, rookie quarterback. He doesn't seem phased one bit.
So much for bright lights, big city, and will he wilt? Not at all. The stage not too big, the moment not too big at all. They didn't points on that series, and not only did he produce a touchdown drive, but how about finishing it off with a big play that only adds to the momentum that they've already established.
And this is going to be recovered by the hands team. And that should just about put a capper on this one. The risk-reward of the onside kick, when you don't get it, the risk comes out to play, and here they gave up great field position.
And that's the key to everything, because you're trying your best to press advantages when you have them, and field position leads you to that type of play calling, and whether you want to blitz or whether you want to throw the ball deep. Those types of things, now that they've given up that type of field position, the advantage is switched to their opponent.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. Hurts sets up to throw it. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock. Not sure what happened out there, but it looked like the timing was a little off on that throw.
Well, you know I'm a defender, so what am I going to say?
Great defense.
Darn right. They did something to disrupt that timing.
The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. They'll run again. And it's not going to be enough here. A gain of 4, about 2 feet short of the marker, 4th down. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. Out of the gun. They'll look to throw. And he is going to be out of bounds a mile away from that yellow line, and that will become a turnover on downs. Well, CD, always a little extra excitement for week 1 and one of our early